Are we live? I think we're live. Just wait for people to get in. Have a cup of tea. Shoot the shit. All that kind of stuff. Oh, man. Let's see if anybody's on. Is anybody out there? Anybody there? Is the live stream all right? Is it okay? Hey, Paddy, you all right? Just let me know in the comments, guys. It's not all fuzzy, is it? Because when I'm in these hotels, it always is a bit funny, bit fuzzy kind of thing, you know. So, how we doing, guys? Hey, Don, you all right? It's all good, is it, Paddy? Great. That's brilliant. That's good. That's good from Los Angeles. Yeah, where you all tuning in from? Let us know. So we've got Don from LA. Right. Let's see if we can get everybody from America. Let's see if we can get every state going, eh? KC proud. You're rocking it, Patty. You're rocking it. KCMO, yes. Topeka. Topeka in Kansas. That's Jonathan. So we're getting across. We're filtering out a bit now. So we've gone right away from LA all the way to Kansas and to KCMO. Wichita. Hey Trish, you alright? Yeah. As everybody's getting in here, Oklahoma as well. Oklahoma, 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 Oklahoma. Um, yeah. So it's been a while. We haven't chatted for a while, have we? So I thought, you know what? Let's get the camera on and let's get chatting. I haven't been chatting really since the Super Bowl. Since the Super Bowl. It's that Slick Lemons KC fan in Denver. How we doing? I was wanting to, I was wanting to get out to Miami and fly out to the Super Bowl and soak up the atmosphere. I didn't have a ticket at the time, and it was just one of those things. Let's just get out there. There was a few guys from Arrowheads Abroad. Tom, who went from Arrowheads Abroad to Arrowheads Pride. So there was about six of us there, and we got a great bunch of lads out there just to see what the Super Bowl thing was like. Because I mean, we've watched many Super Bowls on the TV before. We'd never actually experienced one in America, and that's what we wanted to experience at the time. So it was definitely something on the bucket list, and many of us, yeah, that was one of the main things that we wanted to do, and obviously ever since what happened recently with my mum passing away in November, she said to me, don't leave things untouched. Make yourself get yourself out there and experience life. So it was one of those things where you just think I've got to take life by literally the bull by the horns, and just go for it. And we had an opportunity of either going to Kansas City or to Miami to go and watch the Super Bowl. And we chose Miami because that's where the Super Bowl was. Little did we know that, yeah, little did we know that we actually won. Me and Tom won two tickets to the Super Bowl via Coca-Cola, and I think it was 810 Sports Radio, I think it was, over in Kansas City. Because before we went out, we actually tweeted that we retweeted a competition they had going. And I just want to thank everybody who did that. Myself and Tom, we had to tag who we would take to the Super Bowl and what was our favorite Coca-Cola brand. And, so we did that. We did that about a week before we actually flew out. And, yeah, it was surreal, really, because when we did that on Twitter, loads of people from Kansas City. This is why the Chiefs fan base is the best in the entire world, because two guys from the UK. I know this is jumping around in live stream and things at the minute. Is it reconnected again? Yeah, it has. It's reconnected. Um, and yeah, so it was actually one of the people. We didn't actually win the tickets on Twitter. It was somebody that we that actually entered for us and nominated us both to go to the Super Bowl because they knew we were flying out to Miami. Anyway, one of those people actually actually won the tickets. The radio station got in touch with them and said to them, "Are you still okay for Brit Chief and Tom Childs to go in your place to the Super Bowl?" And they said, "Yeah, no problem." I mean, giving up two Super Bowl tickets like that, just so that we could experience it. That's why, like I said, this is the best fan base in the world because we wouldn't have experienced the well the mind blowing experience that we all experienced. I know there's a lot of experience in there, but we would never have got that opportunity, and we were so lucky. We were so lucky. And it's funny actually when we were actually at the game. Um, we had some 49ers fans sat in front of us, and it was good because they were a good laugh, good crack. But as soon as the game started, that was it. It was it was the gloves were off. The 49ers fans were shouting at the Chiefs fans were shouting at the 49ers fans, all that kind of thing. And it was a great atmosphere. It was fantastic atmosphere. I've never experienced an atmosphere like that at any sporting event. I've been to Premier League games over here, the English Premier League and stuff. Been to FA Cup finals, last game of the season, all that drama. But I've never witnessed anything quite like a Super Bowl, and especially when the Chiefs were in it as well. I mean, the home of the Chiefs, which was sang beautifully by us all. The home of the Chiefs was the best I've ever heard it. I've heard it at Arrowhead, and I've heard it at Wembley when the Chiefs were over here in 2015, and I've now heard it in a Super Bowl at the Hard Rock Stadium. And it was electric. It was completely electric. I mean, I hope it came in amazing atmosphere. But yeah, the 49ers fan in front of us actually said, I mean, they were really giving us some shit when the Chiefs were like, what was it, 20-10 down or something like that, and they were really giving us shit. And me and Tom were just sat there. We just had to take it. But we were still doing tomahawk chop. We were still doing what we could to try and get the Chiefs to do something, and we witnessed Jet Chip Wasp. We witnessed Jet Chip Wasp right in front of our very eyes. And soon as that happened, and when Tyreek Hill caught that ball, I leaned forward to the 49ers fan in front of me and I said, "That's the turning point, mate." And as God is my witness, and Tom Childs sat next to me as well, I actually did that. I leant forward and I said, "That's the turning point right there." And this 49ers fan was just having none of it. It was just like, "Yeah, whatever, man, whatever. You talking out your ass, man," that kind of thing. And sure enough, it was. The 49ers did not know what hit them. It was shell shocked. I mean, we were shell shocked as well. But saying that, we weren't really shell shocked because we knew. I mean, even when we were 20-10 down, I went to the I call them the toilets because you guys in America, whenever I asked anybody where the toilets are, they were like looking at me totally blank, like, what? Apparently in America you've got to call them bathroom, and I didn't get that. I was just going, "Where's the toilets? Where's the toilets?" So yeah, I actually went to the bathroom at 2010, and I came back and I thought it's not going to end like this. It can't end like this. We've been on this magical journey, to get to a Super Bowl. It won't end like this. And I sat down and I looked at Tom and I said, "It ain't going to end like this, mate." And he says, "We're going to win this." And this was 2010, right? This isn't all this like kind of hyperbole bullshit. Tom had the same mindset as me. We're there and we're going to win this Super Bowl. and this was like with 7 minutes remaining. We just knew something was happening, and it was. I'll never ever forget it, as long as I live. And the back of my mind, like I said, my my mum was talking to me. I know she was. She was talking to me. You've got to experience everything you can in life, and that was one of those things that I had to do. I wanted to do, and she said, "You got to do what you want in life," and that's what I did. Somehow, I managed to get to a Super Bowl. Whether she helped somehow, I don't know. I don't know, but everything just seemed to happen so well, so well. But anyway, that's enough of my Super Bowl story. How are you guys? I mean, I haven't spoke to you for a while. A lot of, like I said, a lot of things has happened. The Chiefs are world champions. The Chiefs are world champions, Super Bowl champions. 50 damn years of waiting. 50 years of waiting, and what's it feel like, Chiefs Kingdom? What's it feel like? I know there's some comments coming up on the screen at the minute. Go on, let's see some of these comments. Let's see some of these comments. What's that? Reed. Oh, hang on, let me just get this right. Reed was also at the Super Bowl. It was great. Really, were you there? I'm trying to think which seat we were in. I think we were in section 310 or something. Let me know where you were, Reed. It feels good. It feels so good. Chiefs Ridgeway. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? I mean, we never thought we'd ever see the Chiefs do this. I knew we'd get close, and a lot of people were saying we were cursed kingdom, and all that kind of thing. But it was a dream come true, and I truly believe. I think if the Chiefs manage to keep the core of their team here and improve in some areas, obviously in the draft, we could return there. There's a huge belief now that we could actually go back to the Super Bowl back to back, Super Bowl 55. And I truly believe it. I mean, we even said on the way back home, we're going to Tampa. We're going to Tampa, man. We're going. Texas Savage, you have a girlfriend? I have a girl. I couldn't be dealing with two women. Jeez, God, man, that's too much. Tormenting my buddy who's a Raiders fan. Oh yeah, there's a Raiders fan I know, and he's probably I hope he's watching this, and if he isn't, he should be. Simon Jordan, a big shout out to Simon Jordan. He's probably one of the biggest Raiders fans over here in the UK, and he hated this. I think he was happy that I managed to experience the Super Bowl with my team. I think that was what he was happy with, but seeing the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl as a Raiders fan, and he's been a long time Raiders fan as well. I don't know what year it was, probably pre-92. I've no idea how long he has been a Raiders fan for, but it has been a long time. So his hatred of the Chiefs runs deep. It really runs deep. So yeah, to kind of rub it in his face a little bit. That was brilliant. But yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing for me, it's not just the Raiders. I mean, yeah, I've actually been quite surprised with Broncos fans. Broncos fans have been quite good, which is surprising. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with Broncos fans. Broncos fanatic. I think he congratulated us. I know Bronc Nuts. Those of you who like to watch Bronc Nuts, he congratulated us as well. I think there's a guy called A Bomb who's a 49ers fan. He congratulated us. There's some good fan bases out there that will hold their hands up in the end and go, "It's fair dues. We got beat. We got beat fair and square." So it's good that there are fan bases out there, or there's fans out there that will give credit where credit is due. So Yeah. A question here from Buster's Nuts. Are you just a new subscriber on your Busters? I'm sure you are. Buster's Nuts. As Super Bowl champions, if the Chiefs do come to the UK, are we doing something special? In the UK, I hope they'll no doubt be talking with the Chiefs, if that is actually going to be on the cards. I know there's, for those of you probably not aware, that there has been a big kind of rumored leak maybe that the Dolphins might be playing a home game in the UK and it might be against the Chiefs. Now, obviously, I got really excited about this because seeing the Chiefs back over here again, especially as world champions, greeting them over here in my country as world champions would be brilliant. And if there are people going to be coming over from Kansas City, the US, anywhere around the world, even like I said, Kramer from Germany who came over, flew over to Miami with us. He'll be here as well. He'll be in the UK without a doubt. He's a huge Chiefs fan. So if there's anything happening, I will make sure I keep you guys up to date on. If you follow me on Twitter, which is at Brit Chief UK, look for that because I will be talking with the lads at Arrowheads Abroad, and just giving you a bit more information of if there's any parties, if there's any get-togethers anywhere. There will be. I mean, even if the Chiefs don't get involved with it this time, they were last time in 2015. I know Tom did a lot of work with Dave Barnett from Arrowheads Abroad, and they got a whole pub sorted, a proper English pub, where loads of Chiefs fans just turned up, and we basically we made it home from home. And Tom was really good in doing that. That's where I actually met Tom in 2015. And we just became friends from there, really. We both loved the Chiefs. I won a jersey, which is a Wembley jersey. I think it's a Patrick Mahomes jersey. It's not. It's got Wembley on it, 2015. But it's got the number 15 on it, which, I mean, you know, what are the chances of that happening, eh? The barbecue probably won't be as good. And in fact, I know it won't be as good as Kansas City because we don't know how to barbecue over here. We thought we did, but we don't know how to barbecue. We have no idea how to barbecue. I'm trying to teach people near me how to barbecue, but my brisket, smoke a barbecue, and I made sure that I did everything by the book and everything like that, and tried to do everything by the book. I'm doing something wrong. I mean, it's okay, but it's not to the level that you guys over in Kansas City do. So any tips on that would be great, because I really want to kind of get that flavor over here. But we'll see what happens anyway. But yeah, if there's anything happening with the Chiefs over in the UK this year, which I really do hope happens, if it happens, I don't know. I'm just as much in the dark as you guys are. I've not heard anything from the guys at Arrowheads Abroad. Like I said, they would probably normally be in contact with the Chiefs, about coming over, and putting on a party or something. Maybe get some player events or something sorted or something. But as soon as I know, I will let you guys know. So obviously stay tuned for that. Let's have a look at some of the questions because there's some more people in here. Mighty Guy, hey, how are we doing? It's my main man, Brit Chief. How are we doing? Have to head to work. Chief Ridgeway, have fun at work. I know it's a difficult time over here. I mean, it's what? It's 9:15 over here at night. For you guys, it's probably middle of the workday, so it's probably a really bad time to do this. So apologies if anybody's watching this back, and you didn't get a chance to chat live with me or anything like that. Really sorry, but I mean, by the time you guys get home, probably about 6 o'clock, it's gonna be like midnight here. So I'm gonna be crashed out. I've got work in the morning and everything. So that's why I'm in a hotel at the minute. Right. Red Rocker's on. How we doing, buddy? Red Rocker. Hope you keeping some of that broccoli back for me, mate. What What's he saying, Red Rocker? Funny thing, my wife and I got married on the 16th and she thought it was the 15th. So she got me a shirt with 15 and Whitlock on the back with a logo on the front the year before we drafted my homes. Eh, it was meant to be, mate, wasn't it? It was meant to be. Meant to be. Without a shadow of a doubt. What kind of beer? I think what we had was there was these like silver metal cups, which I think it was Bud Light or Coors or whatever. It was beer. At the end of the day, it was just something that we were just drinking. I mean, it wasn't strong beer. I'm quite used to like a real ale in a proper pub somewhere, you know. But yeah, the it must have been Budweiser or Bud Light or something like that anyway. But it wasn't enough to really get me drunk or anything like that. Which is a shame. It kind of would have helped during the first three quarters. But yeah, anyway. Any more questions on here? Let's have a look. I got you on that broccoli. Do you like it steamed? Steamed broccoli. I like it smoked, mate. Smoked broccoli. Get it on the get it on the smoker. Mighty guy. Alcohol equals bad. It's all right. I like a good whiskey actually. I like my Scotch whiskies. Single malt, something a bit of a kick on it, you know. If there's anything you want to know, any recommendations you want to know about proper Scotch whiskies that you think you should try or anything, let me know. Because I've tried a few of them at the minute. I've tried quite a few. I think my favourite at the minute is a Belvany one. It's very nice, single malt Belvany, and I think it's distilled in Caribbean rum barrels, something like that. Anyway, it's very nice, very nice. But if you want any tips on Scotch whiskey, let me know because like I said, I've tried many and I love them. Do you need more barbecue sauce? Yeah, I do, Red Rocker. I mean, my son's actually asking me about barbecue sauce. Little Brit. He's been asking me about barbecue sauce because the stuff that you sent over blew his mind. I mean, he likes barbecue sauce anyway with chicken and stuff like that. But he said this stuff's the real deal. So he loves it. So yeah, if there's any going, send me a bottle, please, mate. Right, quite a few people on, which is surprising. Like I said, you know, with it being like 3 o'clock ish over there in the good old US, depending on where you are. Obviously in Kansas City, I think you're about 6 hours, aren't you? 6 hours behind. How are we all doing anyway? We're not all suffering from coronavirus at the minute, are we? Coronavirus. Luke Reed's on. Hi, how we doing? How we doing, Luke? Mighty guy is 19. I'm not allowed to drink, nor do I expect. What do I expect I will? Don't knock it till you try it, bud. Yeah, I know. I've been chatting with that Patriots guy, masturbator at work, master at work. Sorry, master at work. And he said he's been over in the UK, believe it or not. Sneaky devil, eh? Sneaky devil. He's been over in the UK and he's been working recently. So I've had a bit of a chat with him, and he's been freaking out about this coronavirus so much. And I just said, just chill, man. Don't worry about it. It's just a virus. At the end of the day, I mean, humans have been dealing with viruses for years, man. So yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. It's not the plague. It's not the plague. I mean, I think I saw the other day that Nostradamus had actually predicted that the whole world was going to get some kind of plague-like virus. It would disappear as quickly as it arrived. You know. I'm not worried. I'm not worried about it. If everybody's on lockdown, which nobody's on lockdown in the UK, nobody is at the minute. I know people are in Italy. They've been locked. They're not locking people down at the minute. So maybe it's the weather here. Maybe the virus doesn't like the cold weather over here because it's freezing at the minute over here. Cold, wet, windy weather. Maybe the virus doesn't like it here. I don't know. But if there is a lockdown, I'll be guaranteed I'll be out on that motorbike. I'll be out on that motorbike on the quiet roads. It'd be great. It'd be fantastic. So I'm keeping a positive spin on this whole coronavirus thing. But hope you guys are staying safe over. Mr. Stan 147 is on. He's asked the question: do you think the Chiefs get a long-term deal done for Jones? Nah, I don't think so. I sadly I think Jones has played his last game for the Chiefs. Um, I just don't see them. I just don't see them getting a deal out of him and getting a team friendly deal out of Mahomes. I mean, Mahomes, he's not a daft lad. He's not a silly lad. He's not a he's clearly got it up there, and he's very much a team player, and he's a leader as well. And you want leaders to lead by example, and I think he'll take a team friendly deal, but also a deal that he knows he's worth. He's not gonna sell himself short. If he gets something like I don't know 35 million, that's what I'm guessing with Mahomes. He might just say, "Do you know what, keep it at 35 million, keep my weapons around me, keep improving on that defense." I think Mahomes is a smart lad, and I think he completely loves the game, and he's one of these that wants to make sure that his legacy's set as well. He sees what it's like with Tom Brady. I mean, I'm not saying Mahomes is going to win 6 Super Bowls, 7 Super Bowls, 8 Super Bowls. I'm not saying that. One's enough for me. I'll say that now. One Super Bowl win is enough for me. I mean, he's already hit Chiefs legend status, and he's only been here what 3 years. Played two of them. It's he's already hit that legendary status. So I do think he's chasing that second, and he'll want to do that with a team friendly deal without a doubt. So yeah, we'll see what happens with it. But I'm hoping he's going to take a smart deal like that, not a greedy deal. And I don't think he's a greedy lad. Is Patrick Mahomes? Not that I know him. I'm talking like I know him, don't I? But from what I've seen of him and heard from him and things like that, I can see him as taking a team friendly deal, but something that is a win win situation where we know he's worth that value. Um, I hope it pulls through for you, Patty. I really do. Um, so yeah, that answers the Jones thing. I don't think Jones. I think we'll get some good draft capital, but I don't know where the Chiefs are going to go for this year in the draft. I'd love to think that they were going to look at cornerback. Cornerback's always been an issue, and we've got are we going to sign Breland, or are we going to kind of draft our own? Um, I don't know. I can't really call it, but I think cornerback's probably one of the main areas. I think we'll probably pick up another wide receiver, but later in the rounds. I'd probably around, I don't know. Do we have a third round pick? Something like that anyway. And a running back probably at fourth round pick, something. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But O line, I think O line's pretty set. We probably need a bit of depth in there. I don't know. Um, but defense is going to need some work. I know it looks set already, but it's going to need some work because, Tyron Matthews on a big deal. He's on a big deal as well. We're not going to be able to keep all these superstars all the time, So I think there's going to be still some work on the defense. I think it needs some love. Does the defense? I know it came good towards the end of the season. They seemed to iron out all the issues that they had, but it'd be nice to get it'd be nice to get the defense sorted again. Um, what was that? Somebody mentioned dynasty. I'd love a dynasty, I really would, but I think with the new CBA that's being well, it's kind of being pushed back slightly at the minute, isn't it? They haven't agreed the CBA yet, and if it means that there's going to be it's going to be harder to get a bye into the next in during the playoffs. Um, I, are many teams going to be able to do a dynasty like what like the Patriots that we've seen in the past? Are they going to be getting the? I think this CBA is probably designed to make sure that there isn't going to be a dynasty again, which is sad. It's sad in a way, but I can understand why the NFL doesn't really want to have a team that kind of wins it all. They want the fairy tale stories. They want this rags to riches kind of story, and you can see that. You can see why they want that. Look at the Eagles a few years ago. The Eagles was pretty much nobody ever thought the Eagles were ever going to be in contention of winning a Super Bowl, but they did. They don't. The NFL doesn't really want another Patriots. That's what they don't want. They don't want it getting boring, getting stagnant. With the same team getting to the Super Bowl so many times in a decade or 20 years, whatever it was. What is it? What did the Patriots get? Nine? Was it nine Super Bowls in 20 years? Which is crazy. It's but I really wouldn't. I'd actually welcome a dynasty for the Chiefs. I really would, but I can't see it happening. But I think the Chiefs will be there or thereabouts for the next 10 years at least. Let's have a look. Oh man, Buster's nuts. I'm hoping we get. I'm hoping we see more UK-based Chiefs fans on the back of Pat Mahomes, etc. Bears versus Raiders this year. I only saw one other Chief. Yeah. If the Chiefs do come over this year, I think there's going to be a lot of fans. Unfortunately, that's going to be what every team goes through this. It's you're going to get the bandwagon fans, but I don't. I don't hold the bandwagon fans back or anything like that. I don't point the finger at them and say, you're a bandwagon fan if you're joining us now. You're only joining us because we've won a Super Bowl. More the merrier. I'd welcome any of them. You know, not everyone is being a Chiefs fan before the glory times. Especially in the UK. You're gonna get. I mean, there's so many fans of the Patriots over here in the UK, and there's so many fans of the Raiders. The Raiders have got a good following over here. The Cowboys, in the British mind, you don't really necessarily have to win a Super Bowl to get your loyalty. I mean, look at the Jags. But the Jags, because they come over quite a lot, and they've been playing more and more home games over here every year. They're going to get a good following, and it's good for the youngsters who are watching the game. That the Jags do so much over here when they come to Wembley and they go to the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of interaction with the fans, which you don't get a lot of that in the English Premier League. you know, uh, it's difficult. I mean, if there was an FA Cup final, the English FA Cup final over here, you wouldn't get player signings. You wouldn't get a lot of player signings. You wouldn't get the fan experience that the NFL brings over, where you can throw a ball around, or um, you can be a running back or something like that, running through all these little obstacles and stuff. You don't get that interaction. The NFL really does throw that into the youngsters' faces. And they love it. They lap it up. It's something new. It's something different. And there's more and more people now getting a NFL team. They're picking an NFL team. So if you're new to the sport and you see that this team called the Kansas City Chiefs has won a Super Bowl, of course you're gonna support. because they're the team, they're the hot team of the moment. Like I said, a lot of people probably pick the Patriots because they've had recent long-term success. But I'm expecting more Chiefs fans this time around if the Chiefs come over for another time. But I welcome it. I think it's great. I think it's great for the game. And Americans, you guys need to really kind of embrace this because this is one of your biggest exports, and it's taken over a lot of a lot of countries. I mean, especially in Germany as well. Germany and Australia, and who was I speaking to the other week? There was Mexico. There all sorts of countries understanding that this NFL game is pretty damn good. And if the Chiefs can get around, I know the Chiefs went to Mexico quite a bit, in LA for that. Um, but the Chiefs brand is also growing quite big now. There's a lot of Chiefs fans in Mexico, and there's a lot of Chiefs fans in the UK, and there's I'll guarantee there's going to be more this time around, without a doubt. Um, Nicholas Covington. After all the stunning defeats of years past, how crazy is it the Chiefs currently champions and the expectations are high for years to come? Crazy, isn't it? It is crazy. That's probably why I've been a bit quiet on the YouTube channel for a bit because just letting it all soak in. Because I'm so used to doing some videos at the end of the season where the Chiefs have been knocked out in the playoffs, just literally gutted, pouring my heart out on Twitter and on Facebook and on YouTube, where I've just been totally down in the dumps. And there's that excitement that there's a new season around the corner, and there's get the draft, get some new players, see if we can do it this year. And it's strange. It's a strange feeling because all of that kind of excitement has been released. It's all that we've done it now, mission accomplished, and I hope the players aren't feeling like this. And I can understand. I think it was Colin Cowherd said it a while ago. I think he said it about the Eagles when the Eagles won the Super Bowl. Was it 52? Super Bowl 52? Something like that. And he said, after winning something like that you've been trying to win all your life, sometimes you get that kind of not reluctance, but that kind of relaxation that you've done it. You've proved to the world that you are a world champion. So why bother now? And I can understand where he's coming from because as fans now, we're looking at this thinking, we're not used to this. We're not used to winning a Super Bowl. What next? What do we do now? There's a lot of that kind of. It's not frustration. It's just what do we do? What do we do now? I suppose a lot. There is a feeling that I don't really need to do more videos because we've already done something, and it's bad for thinking that, but that's how I feel at the minute. I don't know why. I don't know why. But I think moving forward, I'm going to try and do something slightly different with this channel. I think some of you are already saying that I just did a cheeky 16 video of me on the bike, the new Harley that I bought. And I want to get out and do a bit more, and I want to try and talk to people who are fellow NFL fans. You just go out on a ride, show everybody the whole of the UK, all that kind of thing. Some of the beautiful sights that we've got here, and it might actually fit in very well if the Chiefs are coming over to the UK and I'm riding around on a Harley, showing everybody all these different sights. It might actually it might actually do okay. Actually, I never planned that because I never actually thought the Chiefs would be over for a good few years yet. But it was just an idea I had, and I've spoken to a couple of fans of different fan bases at the minute that I said, look, if I stuck a camera in your face, could we do some videos? And they were like, yeah, let's do it. So I've got some plans some irons in the fire. so to speak, where I will be going around and I will be speaking to British NFL fans. But I'll be doing it on an American Harley Davidson. Why not? Why not, eh? Right, let's have a look at more questions. I'm way behind on questions at the minute. Um, right, Nicholas Castillo. I like that name. That's a good one. Hi, Brit. What EPL team, English Premier League team, should the Chiefs fans support? Um, well, I'm a Newcastle United fan. I was a season ticket holder for good few years. About I think it was through the '90s, and yeah, I mean, similarly, well, up until recently, Newcastle United hadn't actually won any major trophy since 1969. So the Chiefs, until recently, only won something in 1969. So it obviously isn't red, but I don't know. I don't know. It's a tough question that because you know I'm not one of these that preaches and says you have to support this team, you have to support that team. But for me, Newcastle United is the team for me. I've been, I've enjoyed some great years at Newcastle. I've suffered some very bad years at Newcastle. But yeah, I used to enjoy going watching the games until I actually found the NFL, and then I found the NFL is more of a spectacle. It's more entertaining. The games are longer, so the value for money wise, you really do. You really do get a good spectacle. So yeah, I mean, I still check the Newcastle United results, but I don't go to many games now because, well, I don't know. I just fell out of love with the EPL. Really, it's not really something that I get enjoyment out of watching anymore. There's no crunching tackles anymore. The players are rolling around like they've been shot. It's just not fun anymore. I'd rather watch the NFL. Um, More questions. My God, there's loads of questions. I'm way behind here. What's that? Ron Bemis. Is that Bemis or Bemis? Ron Bemis. Now that our Chiefs are world champions, are you finally considering getting a Chiefs tattoo? No, I don't look good with tattoos. I don't look good with tattoos, mate. I leave that to the people who actually look good with tattoos. Actually, I want to give it a shout out to Duncan. Duncan, who now runs Arrowheads Abroad, he actually said he was going to. Some of you may have seen this little doodle. It was a round image of Andy Reid that somebody had doodled on Twitter, and it went viral. It went massively viral, where it was just like a round face, a tash with his mic on and everything like that, and his cap on. And he's got that. He's actually got that tattooed. I don't know where. I'm not going to ask him. He'd probably show me or offer to show me, but I'd want to know where it is first. But yeah, he got that done. It looks great. It really does look great. If you have a look on Our Heads Abroad, I'm sure Duncan's got it on there. That was his tattoo for celebrating. So yeah, check that out. But I did see another one the other day where it had a guy's leg, his back of his leg, his calf, and it had Andy Reid on the literally at the top of the calf, and then it had the backs of Mahomes and Kelsey. That was a great tattoo. I mean, I appreciate people who have tattoos. I do love tattoos. I used to watch that Miami Ink quite a bit. Was it? Oh, now then, I get her name wrong. Is it? I want to say Dita Von Teese, but isn't she? Wasn't she the girlfriend of Marilyn Manson? Let me know. It's something like that. Anyway, it's Cat. No, Cat von someone. But I did enjoy watching that, and I understand why people get tattoos, but I just don't look right with them. I know I wouldn't look right with them. I think I'll just stick with my daughter's, little unicorn tattoos that she gets stuck on and stuff like that. I might just get them. If they can do some Chiefs ones of those, I might do those. Right. John W. Do you feel Chris Jones' lack of reaction or give a damn is because he knows Pat will take the hometown discount like Brady? Pat seems hyper focused on loading up on Super Bowl trophies. Good question, John. That is a good question. We mentioned Chris Jones earlier. I do think the Chiefs will trade him away. Sadly, I love Chris Jones. I think he's one of the greats, and he will go down in Chiefs. Chiefs folklore. He'll be a legend for life. But sadly, I think you know what Veach is like. I think Veach sees some talent in this year's draft, and I think he just wants some draft capital that he can get his own players and make his own mark on them. Chris Jones obviously is one of his own players, but Chris Jones is he's almost like a luxury player. Is Chris Jones? I mean, he's phenomenal. I mean, he is phenomenal. He had a good game in the Super Bowl. He had a good he's had a good season. I don't think I've ever seen him have a bad season or even a bad game. So if he does go, there's going to be a team out there that's really going to get a great player out of him. But we're not just going to let him go for nothing. See what happens with that. So yeah. Anyway, Odin's Child. Whoa, Odin's Child. $20 donation. Thank you very much, my man. You're gonna have to ask. You're gonna have to ask a question for that, mate. You really have to. Odin's Child. You've been on here for years, mate. Thank you so much, man. That's brilliant. Kat Von D. That's it. Thank you, Ron. It was. I knew it was something like that. It had Von in it somewhere. Yeah, Kat Von D. She was brilliant. Is she on any of the programs? Because I loved her portrait tattoos that she did. They were brilliant. They were really good. Come on, man, you got to represent. I can't get a tattoo, man. I really can't. Um, Buster's nuts again. How are we doing? Do you think it unfair Skip Bayless hated on the Chiefs a little after Super Bowl victory, calling us arrogant? It was 50 years. Harley welcome in Wrexham, coronavirus exempt. Oh, Buster's Nuts is clearly from Wrexham. Buster's Nuts, Wrexham. I know a guy from Wrexham. Is that you, Simon? Oh. Yeah, it was a bit unfair, mate. Skip Bayless hated on the Chiefs a little after Super Bowl victory. Yeah, calling us arrogant. I think he was calling the Chiefs players arrogant because he said, you don't say, on your Super Bowl parade that we're going to do it again next year. Do you know what? Chris Jones has been saying that all year. He said that. He said that at the end of the AFC Championship game against the Patriots. And he said we'll be back. We'll be back, and we'll get back to this point, and we'll get to a Super Bowl. And he was right. And you've got to get that. That's what I like about Chris Jones. He's got that hunger. He's got that mental strength that seems to just reverberate around everybody else. It will happen. Look at the Tyrann Mathieu situation. Tyrann Mathieu, another great leader, on defense. We've got to keep Tyrann Mathieu. He is the leader on this defense. Frank Clark has come out of his shell a little bit, which is great. I love seeing Frank Clark, how he's really kind of evolved. And he's settled now. He really is settled now, and I'm really happy that we've got Frank Clark for the next 2 years. Is it we've got him for? So yeah, really happy we've got him for that. Mr. Stan147, do you know when the NFL released details of the UK games? I think it's around April. Early April, I think. Don't know the exact date, but it seems to be getting later every year now because I'm sure they released these around about February once. February, yeah, something like that. Anyway, but yeah, it's normally around about April, I think. But yeah, like I said, that leaked information or leaked rumor, let's say, of the Chiefs might be playing the Dolphins, which I think would be great. I think it would be great. I, w- I, re- I have actually a fondness, a real big fondness for the Miami Dolphins fans because, um, we met some of them while we were there at the Super Bowl, and they were brilliant. And the Chiefs throughout the season had this kind of love affair with the Dolphins, with the whole Fitzpatrick, the Fitzmagic game, where the Chiefs managed to snag the second seed off the Patriots, and we Miami just seemed like it was weaved throughout this Super Bowl story, then facing Ryan Tannehill and the Titans, a former Miami Dolphins quarterback. It just seemed as though the story was weaving through this whole Chiefs Super Bowl story. That Miami was the place to be, and with it being in Miami in the Super Bowl, it had an air of inevitability about it. Easy for me to say. I'm only on cups of tea. This newfound respect for Dolphins fans. Um, so yeah, it'd be nice to celebrate that day with them if they come over here. With the Chiefs this year in 2020. So hopefully it happens. Fingers crossed. God, have I been on an hour nearly? Jesus. GD Fun and Gaming Channel, please, please. I don't know what that means, but I've clearly said something where he's like, "Oh, come off it, Brit, talking out your ass, mate." I'm just going to scroll back up to see if I've missed any questions. Oh, hang on, John W. I was so happy to find out you are a proper Englishman. Yeah, Englishman born and bred. I thought you were going to be an American expat across the pond working for BP or something. No, proper Englishman, mate. Proper Englishman, born and bred. No, none of that. I've not flown from America or lived in America or anything like that. I've just watched from afar. Let's say I've always had this kind of love for the Americans. America seems to have been this amazing place. Watching it growing up in some of my favorite films and seeing America on the TV and then actually being in America and seeing these wonderful places. America, I love America. God, I even bought an American bike for goodness sake. I do have this, like I said, this love affair with America. I just love it. It's the they call it the land of the free and all that kind of thing. And even though I kind of laugh at that a little bit, I hope I haven't offended anybody by saying that. But I live in a free country as well, somewhere the land of the free. I'm thinking, whoa, that's yeah, that's blowing your own trumpet a bit, isn't it? but but yeah, America is a proud nation, very proud of its military. That's something that the British are very proud of our military, although it is smaller than Americans. We pride ourselves on having one of the best militaries in the world. And I know there's going to be some American fans that are like, Americans on here going, "Are the biggest empire in the world." What other country can say that? I mean, I shouldn't really be shouting about that because a lot of the countries we actually stole. But anyway, but yeah, the military we've got some of the best special forces in the world, the SAS. We've got the Special Boat Service as well, Royal Marine Commandos. We've got a good military, and I know Americans are proud of theirs. We just show our appreciation for our military in a different way. But I do like how America really does, really gets behind, those that have served in the army, men and women. Fantastic support, and even when we were at games, I found it really strange that we had we you guys bring out soldiers on the field, that have seen action, or had a bad injury, or something like that, and you still back those guys. And I think the British, in a way, we need to really find a way in doing that and supporting our boys and girls in the army, the air force, and things like that. I mean, my dad, he was in the Royal Air Force. He wasn't a pilot, but he was in the Royal Air Force as a firefighter. And you know, I just don't think the military gets as much support over here as what it would do in America. But like I said, we're very proud of our military, but we just show it in different ways. So, but yeah, America really loves all of that, doesn't it? Anyway, I was sidetracked there. Sorry about that, guys. Um, let's have a look. Other questions. Mr. Stan147. There's a lot of QB speculation with other teams: Brady, Garoppolo, Dak, etc. Pardon me. How do you think it all plays out? I think the QB situation, it's just going to take one of them, and it's just going to start this snowball effect, isn't it? And I think everyone's waiting on where Brady ends up. I heard recently that apparently the Buccaneers are. You hear that a lot. I've heard that the Titans were after him. I heard the Raiders were after him. I've heard Gronk stupidly saying that 31 teams are after him. I know he said it in tongue in cheek, that he's trying to say that his quarterback is the greatest of all time and all that kind of thing, and any team would be happy to have him. But at this moment in time, right now, I wouldn't trade Mahomes for the world. I really wouldn't. But I can understand teams. I say I can understand teams, but I don't understand teams that want to sign Brady. Brady's been a one-team guy throughout his career, and if you're a GM or an owner that wants to get Tom Brady in just to sell shirts or jerseys, then I would be as a fan of that franchise, I would be questioning where their loyalties lie, because that's not future proofing yourself. That's not forward planning enough for me. And if we didn't have Mahomes and the Chiefs were in for Brady, I wouldn't be happy about it. I wouldn't be. And I can understand. Some people are going to say he's the greatest of all time. My franchise picking a 42-year-old quarterback, 43 going into this year, is it? I wouldn't want my franchise picking up an old quarterback like that. Yes, I understand he's won 6 Super Bowls. He's been to 9, is it? But you're getting a player who is clearly going to be past his best at some point. He's literally going to drop off a cliff, and you don't want to be that team that has that drop off the cliff moment, because it just will not put you in good stead moving forward. So I can understand that. I can understand the jersey sales side of things, but it's not something that you want to do for for the good of your franchise. Put it that way. But I mean, I'd be interested to see where Jameis Winston goes. If the Bucks are heavily going after Brady, where the hell's Winston going? Winston's one of those players that I think if he went to another team and panicking, flapping about in the pocket, I think if he can get a decent O line, I think Winston's, he deserves another crack. I think he deserves another crack at it. But dumping him like that for a 42-year-old quarterback, I mean that's career destroying for a young quarterback of Winston's standard. But yeah, I think, like I said, I think the Brady thing is going to be one of those that triggers the snowball effect. Who's going to get Brady, and then whoever's going to get whoever afterwards. The scraps afterwards. So we'll see what happens with that. Buster Nuts, a lot of UK Dolphins due to the Channel 4 NFL 80s, 90s highlight with Marino. Yeah, there is actually a lot of Dolphins fans because of that. The Channel 4, I dipped in it now and then when I was younger. I didn't really watch it religiously. I wasn't really into the game back then. It was all about coming up to the this new English Premier League. It's going to be fantastic and it's going to be a spectacle and all that kind of thing. I was running away with that quite a bit. But yeah, the Channel 4 thing, where we had the highlights of the NFL games. I mean, that was the only real place that UK NFL fans actually got to see their team. I mean, now we've got like Game Pass and things like that, haven't we? But the Channel 4 one was the. I mean, it holds a lot of fond memories for quite a few fans that I speak to. In the UK, they've picked their teams because of the Channel 4 highlight show. They've got a lot of Dolphins fans, a lot of Cowboys fans, a lot of Raiders fans, and you normally find that I mean, it's a good chance that if you are speaking to a Raiders fan, a Cowboys fan, a Dolphins fan, I'm trying to think anybody else. Probably Packers, I don't know. If you're speaking to one of those fans in the UK, that's probably they've been a long term fan of that franchise, you know, because of that TV program. So you can see why they picked those teams at the time. One of the teams of the 80s that got good coverage, and like I said, we're a loyal bunch. We're a loyal bunch in the UK. As soon as we pick our team, that's it. We're with that team for life. I'm like that with my Newcastle United team, and I'm the same with my NFL team. You stick with them for life. Loyal. See, none of this jumping around. Picking the next Super Bowl winner. Forget that. Right. Anyway, guys, I think I've been going on a bit long now. That's about an hour now. Wow, that's some going, that mind. Odin's Child still hasn't asked me a question for his $20 donation. Thanks for that, man. You don't need to do that, but thank you. Thank you anyway. But yeah, if there's anything else, guys, let me know. I'll probably do another video at some point, maybe a live chat like this. Try and get a few people online that are in the YouTube community, let's say. I'd love to have seen Bronc Nuts on here. RGR Football, great, that's a great show. That really is a great show. I watch that all the time. Ryan Tracy with his RGR Football, great guy. I need to put my finger out and probably do an interview with him at some point. We tried doing one before. Connection issues and all that kind of thing was a problem. But yeah, we'll try and get something like that sorted again. Shout out to Corey Jones, my guy, the artist chief. Who else is there? There's loads. There's loads of Chiefs content creators on YouTube at the minute. It's good. I mean, it's great. I mean, we've been around for quite some time now. Good few years for all of us. So we're the legit cases, but there's probably going to be more cropping up as the Chiefs. Chiefs are Super Bowl champions. They're going to be. There's going to be more people switching on a camera and talking about the Chiefs, which is great. I love it. I think it's great. And I like interacting with everybody, especially on Twitter. I'm always on Twitter. I live on Twitter. So if you ever want to chat with me after this, it's at Brit Chief UK. And just, let's chat. Let's chat football, man. I mean, I talk about anything really. But bikes and football at the minute. But not so much in regular season. Damien Williams was great in the playoffs, but not so much in the regular season. Yeah, I mean, although Damien Williams was fantastic in the Super Bowl, I don't think we've got that kind of standout running back that the Chiefs have been used to over the years. We've always had good running backs, but Damien Williams is a little bit hit and miss for me. I mean, playoffs wise, chuck him in all day because he seems to get up for the big games. But for somebody to grind out games, I loved Kareem Hunt. I really did. Kareem Hunt was one of my favorites. I was really disappointed in the guy when when that video was released. He'd lied to a lot of people, lied to the Chiefs organization, and I couldn't understand why the Chiefs cut him. I really do. There was that trust issue, wasn't it? There was no trust, and it wasn't. I don't think it was because of the actual incident itself that got him cut. I think it was because he lied. Plain and simple, he lied, and that's going to be a learning curve for Kareem Hunt moving forward. Where it should have been, but he seems to be. He just trouble seems to find him, and I know he hasn't really been arrested or anything like that afterwards. There was I think it was a nightclub brawl, and he got arrested, not arrested, but he got pulled over by a policeman, and a traffic stop kind of thing, with beer in the car or something, and you don't want to see players, anybody in that situation. But when he said that I should be in a Super Bowl now, I mean that was tough. That was really tough because it sounded like he was really trying to turn a corner, and just things just still kept happening. And he can't seem to shake off this image of kicking a woman on the floor. He just doesn't seem to be able to shake that image. He's a great player. He's a great, great player. And I loved watching it. I mean, I've never seen many running backs truck the legs, the muscles that guy had on his legs. You felt he could just run through anybody, and it was an exciting play. And I think if we kept Kareem Hunt, I think we would have beaten the Patriots in the AFC Championship game. Yeah, but we just didn't have that running back threat. And I think if you get a good running back in this draft, paired up with Patrick Mahomes, ouch, this is going to be a really potent offense moving forward, isn't it? I mean, if you think about it, Watkins could be leaving. I think Watkins is gone now. I think we're going to move on with Hardman and Hill and Kelsey. We're going to have those triple threat there. Yeah, and we just need to find a good running back now. That's all we need, I think. Anyway, I had one more question for you, buddy. Hang on, Ron. Let me just find it. How many more division titles in a row do you think we will get? Is that the one, mate? I think that's it, isn't it? Division titles. Looking at the AFC West. It all depends on the Chargers. I know we have this joke that the Chargers they're always kind of touted as being the team to watch, and they've been touted for like the last 10 years, and it's never really materialized. But that's because they had Philip Rivers. I mentioned on a podcast, on the Arrowhead to Bro podcast, quite a few years back now, and I said, is it the end of the Rivers, the Rivers era? Shouldn't the Chargers move on from Philip Rivers? And I got laughed at really because they were saying, no, Philip Rivers is a great quarterback. I'll be honest, I've not seen what all the hype is about for Philip Rivers. People are saying they want to put him in the Hall of Fame. Really? Philip Rivers? You want to put Philip Rivers in the Hall of Fame? No, I'm sorry. I'm not looking at a Hall of Famer going, well, he could have done this, or he had the potential to do this. No, I want a quarterback that, I don't know. It doesn't seem to have done enough for me. It hasn't done enough for me as Philip Rivers. I'm probably doing him a bit of a disservice, but from what I've seen of him, I've not been impressed with him. And I think the Chargers moving forward, I think they're right to go and get their own quarterback. And I think if they can get their quarterback right, they'll have a really good team. And I like Eckler as well. I think if they, it sounds like they're getting rid of Melvin Gordon. I think he's already gone. Actually, I'm not sure. But is it Austin Eckler? He's a good player. He's a good player. He's a decent player. So the Chargers are one of those that we should really be watching this year. It'd be interesting to see as well how Drew Lock does for the Broncos. And with the Raiders, I think eventually they'll move on from Derek Carr. I think that Derek Carr, the Raiders are actually going to be in a very similar situation to what the Chiefs have been in, where they've got a veteran quarterback who's coming into he's got 1 year left, does he, on his deal? I think it's one. And they're going to they're going to draft the quarterback. I can just feel it. I just know. I have that feeling that the Raiders are going to draft a quarterback, and they're going to sit him behind Carr, like the Chiefs did with Mahomes, with Alex Smith there. And depending on who they get, they might be one of those teams that we might have to look over our shoulders at just a little bit longer, just for the next couple of seasons, just until they get it sorted. But Derek Carr's clearly not the guy for the Raiders. He's had one good season, and the numbers don't add up now for him. I think Derek Carr's probably got one season left, probably in the NFL. I can't see another team picking him up. Maybe he's a backup. I don't know. But Derek Carr, he's not really produced. So I think the Raiders will get their own quarterback, and they'll use Carr for 1 more year, and that's it. So divisions wise, I can see the Chiefs are going to be. I think the Chiefs could probably get over the next 5 years. If they can get three division titles, but yeah, yeah, if we can get three out of the next five, I'd say that was a success. Would you? I don't know. But Mahomes is the guy, and it'll be telling really as well whether he actually gets a team friendly deal. Right, Don Don Pena. Have you seen the highlights of DeAndre Swift, the rookie running back? I haven't. I haven't actually. To be honest, I haven't really looked at much draft content this year. I normally do. I normally have a quick look at the players that I think the Chiefs should get. I've had a look at the combine, but not really done any much homework after that. I should probably pull my finger out and do something. But like I said, I just don't seem to have this kind of get up and go at the minute. It's weird. I think I'm just trying to relive the Super Bowl. I mean, how many times have I watched the Super Bowl? Probably I'll have to count it on my toes the amount of times as well. Um, Telling you, man, Swift is our new guy if they draft him. I'll have a look at him. DeAndre Swift. Thanks for that tip, Don. Right, guys. Yeah, I will go this time. So yeah, like I said, if you want to have a chat on Twitter, it's at BritChiefUK. And if you've enjoyed the content tonight, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to. Like I said, they're going to be doing some more things on the motorbike. Moving forward, I've got a ride planned with my mate Nick, who's a Chiefs fan. He's also a biker as well. He's got I think is it a Triumph Tiger? I think he's got one of those. And he's going to be videoing, and I'm going to be videoing on the Harley as well. So we're going to show you some of the countryside and stuff in this lovely nation that we live in, and hopefully it'll kick off a bit more of a series, a vlog series, and yeah, moving forward, it's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, if I hear any more news, any more updates or anything like that for if the Chiefs are coming over to the UK, I'll let you know. Okay, right, guys. From one kingdom to another, I'll speak to you again soon. See you later. Bye.